What is NITI Aayog's first migrant policy draft on migrant workers at a national level, and how is that going to help migrant workers in India? Labour and Employment Minister Santosh Gangwar told the Parliament that the NITI Aayog has constituted a subgroup to prepare a national action plan for migrant workers. In a written reply to a question in the Parliament, Labour and Employment Minister Santosh Gangwar said the subgroup comprises the members from various ministries of Government of India, subject experts, NGOs and civil society organizations to prepare a tangible action plan to address issues related to migrant workers. Now, this move has come after an exodus of around 10 million migrant workers from urban India during the COVID-19 lockdown last year. Reports suggest that this is the first national migrant policy draft on various issues like political inclusion of migrant workers, interstate coordination mechanisms, embedding a migrant wing in each state's labor department, among many other things. As I told you, the NITI Aayog has constituted this subgroup to prepare a national action plan for migrant workers in response to the COVID-19 fallout on migrants. Union Minister Gangwar had announced the national action plan in the Lok Sabha on February 8th. Soon, the NITI Aayog draft will be sent to the Labour Ministry, Cabinet and the Parliament. So what are the key proposals included in the draft? There are several key proposals in the draft, like it talks about the mechanisms to enable voting so that political inclusion will enhance accountability of political leadership towards welfare of migrant workers of their respective states. The proposal suggests the Ministry of Labour to set up a special unit on migration. It says there should be interstate migration management bodies to cover nation's key migration corridors like Uttar Pradesh and Mumbai, Bihar and Delhi and others. Proposals in the draft policy say that each state should have a migrant workers section in the Labour Department and government policies should seek to facilitate internal migration. It goes on to say that migrants should be the target of disaster risk reduction (DDR) programs in urban centers, and all migrants should get access to health and other social protection schemes across the state borders. All facilities, help and access to skill mapping using Aadhaar to avail social security schemes and other such things should be provided to them through National Helpline as per the proposals in the draft policy. What are some of the specific recommendations of the draft policy? As per reports, the draft asks the ministries of Panchayati Raj, Rural Development and Housing and Urban Affairs to utilize tribal affairs migration data to help in creating migration resource centers in high migration zones and regions. It also asks the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship to work on skill building at these centers. The Ministry of Education should focus on mainstreaming migrant children's education and providing local language teaching help and assistance at migrant centers as per the draft policy. Not just that, the draft policy also recommends that the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs should address issues of night shelters, short stay homes and seasonal accommodation for migrants in cities. The draft policy further mentions that the National Legal Services Authority (NALSA) and the Ministry of Labour should set up grievances handling cells for migrant workers. Media reports say that the NITI Aayog draft policy is a work in direction of reimagining labour capital relations while integrating the migrant workers with the formal workforce. Some reports also suggest that this is being done to provide political voice to migrant workers in the country.